What's going on? This is a quick review. I'm going to do a couple gloves I have. I've been trying to find the best sparring glove because I'm anal and ADHD, so I've been buying and reselling and returning like a million gloves. I figured I'll just make a review on a couple that I have. And my throat's sore and I'm sick, so yeah, that's why I sound like this. Alright, so first up, 16 ounce 1v1 Ark. I got them on eBay for like $200. Yeah, 16 ounce Ark 1v1s. They feel really, really nice. Like in my fist, I feel really, really comfortable. I feel like I can make a really secure fist, and my hand's not sliding around in there at all. Like my hands, and I don't have like the biggest hands, so my hands feel really like tight and secure. And these I never even used on a bag or anything at all. I literally got them. I just didn't want them because we'll get into that. But basically, it opens up really easy like that, no break in at all. So I can definitely tell like these are ones I would like. I would really love to just like slam on the heavy bag, just crack them as hard as I could. And I feel like there's a lot of cushion. I know my lighting's not good because I don't do YouTube videos, but you can see like a lot of cushion, so I feel very safe. And they look kind of like a hammer. See how it's kind of flat like that. So honestly, I might regret not keeping these, but yeah. So 1v1 Arcs. So the reason why I don't want these, or I'm gonna like sell them, or I've been trying to sell them, because I just, like I said, I'm looking for like a perfect sparring glove, and these ones are like too big, too wide for me. Like look at the size, they're like pretty gigantic in like, So little shit unboxing. You can see what they kind of look like. But you can open up the next, but they're too big. Like look at the size, they're bigger than my head. Bigger than my head. I don't know if you heard that, but that's why I don't want them. But they feel quality, and they feel really good. Like I guess how my fingers turn in, like over there, and my fingers turn in like over here. I guess it's like, I don't know if it's a grip bar. I don't know all the terms, but it feels like there's a little grip bar right here where my fingers turn over, and that really allows me to like pull in, so it feels really good. Like I feel like I can really punch hard. Yeah, but I don't like them just because the profile is a little too big for me. Yeah, it's not a really good reason. I'm sure they would be perfect, but I'm just a little like anal with that. So that's number one. The Ark 1v1s, black. Yeah, that's one down. So next up are gonna be these other ones that are really expensive, and there's a lot of hype and a lot of talk about them. And I was really excited. You can see what they are. I was really excited to get these, and I thought they were going to be perfect. I was, I have all my eggs in this basket, but I really don't like them. So I did the whole thing where I bought a blow dryer just to do it. So where you blow dry the inside for 5 minutes or whatever it was, and then put your hand in to mold it. So I did that, and so these, like, you can break. They're the same idea where they're broken, and I used these once for one like training session. So they were like this already though, no break in really. So you can open them and close them pretty easily. And it's a similar thing with the Arcs where like my hand feels really good. I guess there's like a grip bar or something like right here, where you turn your fingers over it, and it allows you to really pull it in. And they feel really like hard, like you won't, like these are 16 ounce too, by the way. There's such a gap in between your knuckles where the knuckles are, and then at the end of the glove, so the actual cushion. So these, like, I feel like you could punch a wall or something hard, a metal wall or something, and you won't feel anything. So the thing I don't like about these is the wrist. And I know that, like, I sent them an email, I went back and forth a little bit, and it's made so the wrist is like really locks in. So once you get them in, then you tie them correctly, and then they're like locked in. they're made so like your wrist is almost like stiff. So it's like this, you're like almost like a robot. And I know that that's supposed to be good for your to be secure. So you can see a little bit of the lighting. I know the lighting's kind of crappy, but I know it's supposed to be good. That your wrist is like totally locked, but I really don't like it. I feel like it puts a lot of stress on my forearm because obviously you don't want to throw a punch like this, like bend your wrist like that bad, but you hurt yourself. But I like to have a little bit bend, so you can kind of just, I don't know. It feels like it makes my body feel more robotic when I was doing things. So I don't like that personally. But doesn't mean the gloves aren't really good. I'm sure they are, and they feel really good in my hand. I just didn't like that aspect of it, and honestly, for the price of these, it's like if I'm not gonna be crazy happy with them, then it doesn't make sense, right? But these are the Onx X-Factor. I think they're like the newest ones that are coming in 16 ounces. As far as the profile, like they're definitely way smaller than the Arcs, so I like that. But they're a little bit like wide, like flat. And I know my camera's garbage, I keep saying that, so I'm sorry. But they're like pretty flat. It's hard to see, like I know through the camera, but if you compare to the Arcs, you can see that the Arcs are definitely bigger, in profile. So the Arcs are definitely a lot bigger, and that's like one of the reasons why, the main reason why I didn't like the Arcs. But yeah, these are the Onx X-Factor. Pretty much everything except for the wrist is really good with the gloves for me, for my like. And I didn't bring them in, like maybe if I use them for a couple of weeks, a couple months, then they would have formed more to like my liking. But I'm not taking that chance for that, for like $300 or whatever it was, to buy them. So like, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's them. They're really good. They came in a cool bag. That cool little drawstring bag with this really high quality thing here. Yeah, I like Trevor Whitman and Justin Gaethje and Corey Sandhagen. All of them, they're cool. But this wasn't for me. Maybe if they were cheaper, then I would have like just kind of used them for a bit and then like see if I actually like them or not. But for that price point, it's like I'm not taking a chance of like if I don't like this glove now, like I'm not gonna like them down the line still for $300 or whatever it was. So yeah, next up, these are sick. They're awesome. They're really cool. And C Squared, he did a review on these. Thaismai. Thaismai, yeah, they're like a Thailand brand, but they're supposed to be more like boxing, like actual classic boxing gloves rather than like a typical Thai glove. So these, they're all laces. They're all 16 ounces. All the ones I'm doing. But basically, I got these the red. They have this like tattoo thingy, like that symbol or whatever. These were relatively cheap, but then with the importing tax and all the shipping and everything, it turned out to be pretty expensive actually. But so these ones are like almost perfect. And like I said, all these gloves are good. Like they're all solid. Anyone would be happy with these, I think. But all the ones I'm reviewing. But I'm like anal. I'm trying to find the best sparring glove. But so these ones, the pros, like the things I like about them most, is they're like totally broken. And I used them once, one training session, but these are broken in off the bat. Like look how much I can maneuver my hand around. Like you can really see like how broken in they are basically off the bat. So that's sick. I love that. That's like my favorite thing. I can't stand gloves that are like, you can't even open the palm. That's like, stupid to me. So yeah, these are good for parrying shots and things like that. And you can feel a lot like when you land punches. So yeah, that's like my biggest pro about those gloves is that they're really broken in. And when you do have your hand in here, like your fingers like all the way to the end, like sometimes you put on gloves and you don't have my fingers, for example, right now they're kind of like right here. But if I push it in more, now my fingers are right here. I'm touching my finger right there. That's it. So that's really cool. So when you're touching that, like when you're that deep in, you feel really secure with like, it feels like I'm punching someone with a knuckle almost, with my bare knuckles, because I can feel literally like my fingers right here, fingers right there. I can feel my hand really deep into that finger compartment. So yeah, that's what I like about these gloves. And they look cool, you know. And the leather that it feels really nice. You know, you can't see it like through camera, obviously, like that well, but the leather feels really, really nice. Like not like the highest grade or anything like that, but it feels good. I don't know. I'm not great at explaining it, but that's, you know, that's that. So the things I don't like about them, and these are like me being picky. Like like I said, I'm like a weirdo. I'm being ADHD about it. Like I'm trying to find the perfect gloves that probably don't exist. So yeah. So the things I don't like about them, the cuff, and maybe this is like a me thing. Maybe like my forearms are just not that long. I think I'm discovering that about myself. So you see how far back to down I go? Like, it's almost my entire forearm, you know? And it's not just these gloves, I've noticed that with a lot of gloves, so it's probably just the length of my forearm, but I don't like that. It annoys the shit out of me. Because when a glove is like that, and even when you tie it, when your glove is all the way down like that, it kind of like brushes against my forearm sometimes, and then it loosens the grip of my hand in the glove. So, you know, like it kind of like it's a little bit like it goes back and forth, kind of, you know, because it's so long, it extends so far down to my forearm. It kind of just messes with the position of my hand in the glove. So that's like one thing I really like. It's kind of like a big no-go for me on that front. And then the second thing that makes this really makes me not want this glove specifically is there's so much space in the hand compartment where my hand is like, for example, like look, this is all empty space, you know, and like obviously there's always your hand is not gonna be like the actual size of the glove on the exterior, but there's whatever it is that secures your hand in a glove, like the Arks, for example, that did not have that at all. So like whatever is like the interior like cushioning or whatever it is, for the Ark, for example, is there like that is really good, and this is like there's literally nothing there. So there's like literally if I put my finger inside the hole there, there's just this empty space. So my hand slides like around like crazy. So if like I'm doing a jab, it feels like the glove is like gonna like shoot off me, you know, like so it's like that, and then it's kind of like flimsy, like falling off my hand, you know, throughout like training and stuff, you know. So that just makes it really like annoying as hell to me. And even like I tried playing with it. I tried tying it like really hot, really tight around the wrist, like that, and it looks really cool, right? And it secures it. But this is when I realized, like, oh yeah, there's just too much space in here because like there's so much like cushion, like it's like a balloon on my hand, you know. And it's like I'm gonna hurt my hand that way because my hand is not secure. It's moving around in and out of the glove. So that's the problem with these for me, you know. And you know, like outside of that though, like these are like my favorite out of all the ones that I've tried for 16 ounce. So if that wasn't the case, like maybe like if my gym was cool, and my gym honestly is cool, but if I was cool with sparring with smaller gloves, then I would get like a 14 ounce pair maybe, and then try that, and then maybe it'll fit my hand better. But I just made a thing in my head like, oh, I'm gonna spar with 16 ounce gloves. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. So for the 16 ounce, these ones, it's just too much space in the hand compartment for me. But other than that, like the build quality and everything, and honestly, for all the gloves that I'm reviewing right now, I haven't really mentioned it, but like the build quality on all of them is all solid. Like I don't have a single complaint as far as like the actual like, you know, quality level. You know, like there's no like nothing obvious that was done wrong, or these don't look like they're gonna last, and I haven't put them all of them in like in enough. You know, I haven't put enough work into with any of these gloves, you know, to really tell you that. But just from basic usage, just using used once, the Arks I haven't used at all. And the Onx I used once. You know, everything seems like they're built, they work in the way that they were meant to be, you know, used. So yeah, it's using the Thaismai 16 ounce SGL1, I think they are, but I'll put it in the description. Like I don't remember the actual model, but maybe it's BG-121. Okay, yeah. So those are the 16 ounces that I have currently. I've had other ones that I should have did a review on, but I didn't before. I just resold them. So what else do I have? I had the I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So extra part of the video. So these are the gloves that I've been using for sparring for a long time, for a couple of years, and the ones I'm replacing. So these are 14 ounce. So keep that in mind when comparing like the sizing and stuff. So these are 14 ounce, and these are the Everlast Powerlock 2. The version 2 was this weird, stupid thing over here, like this, like, I hate it. So Everlast Powerlock 2. I had the Everlast Powerlock 1s, and they were my favorite gloves of all time, although they fell apart in like 3 months. Cause I use them like every day for training and sparring, so it's like they were getting a lot of use, like 5 days a week, that sort of thing. So they fell apart, but they were amazing because they were so slim, and they did have kind of a broken in feel, not crazy broken in, but they were, whatever, that's not the point. But they fell apart really quickly, so they discontinued them, and I couldn't buy them anymore. So my girlfriend got me these for her birthday, Powerlock 2s, 14 ounce. So these have lasted me a long time. So the other Powerlocks fell apart, like everything, the cushion was falling out. It was crazy. I was making a mess at the gym. So these have not done that, and these have gotten just the same amount of use, more than the other ones. So that alone is something, so they improved on that front. Second off, I'll say I'm starting off with the pros, so they lasted a long time, and I still use them sometimes. So the point is, my favorite part about these is it does have a broken in feel. I mean, these are broken in, but they weren't like crazy stiff out of the box either. So they're broken in. You can see clearly all the wrinkles. They look pretty cool. The colors I would have chosen differently. I would have made them like all black or something. But what I like about them is they're not too big, but again, they're 14 ounce, so keep that in mind. But you get like 14 ounce gloves sometimes, and they're bigger than 16 ounces. So but these are like a good medium size. I don't know if on the smaller end, but they're a good size. So if you compare them, for example, to like the 16 ounces, so keep in mind. But look how much bigger these 1v1s are. It's like, it's like night and day. And again, if these are 16, it would be more comparable, obviously. But these are smaller, whatever. Point is, I like them a lot. You can use them to shell up a lot, like really easily. So, hide behind your high guard like that, and you can open your hand, and and you can really play with that and parries. Look how much. And again, these have gotten a lot of use. These are really completely broken in, more than broken down maybe. So that's really good. They're comfortable in that way. As far as like the hand compartment comfortability, it's solid. It's nothing crazy, nothing like amazing. It's not like, oh my god, it feels so good. There's a little space in there for my hand, but it's not too much. My hand doesn't really slide around all that much, like a little bit maybe. Like the Thaismai, for example, is like one end of the spectrum where my hand's just sliding around like crazy. The Arks, I would say, are almost at the other side of the spectrum, where they felt really nice, tight, and secure. And these are in the middle. These are really good. Broken in, really good. They lasted a long time. And what else? I'm trying to think of anything else good to say about them. These are like my old faithful. Like these are the ones that I always bring in on the sparring days. I know are going to be tough. I'm like, all right, let me just go with what I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Because I know I can perform in these. The piping is fine. It's a little bit like, a little tiny bit tight here, but not too bad. I'm talking about right here on the thumb. Like, I have a problem where, like, I'm talking about right here. That's where that piping is. I have a problem where I think maybe it's either I have like really fat, like hands in this one specific spot, or I have short thumbs or whatever it is. Even when my coach wraps my hands for fights, he has to like cut out this whole section because otherwise it'll be like too restricting on my finger, and I'll lose blood, and then it'll get like numb. So that's like a me thing. But I've had that problem with Wicked Boxing. Yeah, I tried I'm from remembering the gloves I tried. Wicked Boxing, I tried 3 pairs of theirs. The 805 and 805, I remember that number, but 2 other versions, and they all had that same problem where the piping was brutal on my finger. Like I couldn't, it was like literally, I couldn't even make a fist because the circulation was getting cut off. But these don't have that problem at all. But yeah, so to get back on track, you can see my ADHD brain controlling the conversation all over the place. Yeah, so now we're to the cons of these. The one major con that I have with these is this whole this section, the wrist section, or the cuff, you want to call it that. First off, I hate this lacing thing where they try to be clever and maybe copy the Onx thing where they kind of tie them in like that. Like maybe it secures the wrist more. Like I don't know. For me, it just this for whatever reason. Maybe I would tie them too tight around this little indent between the cushion of the glove and then the cuff. But you can see how much that is, cut in, like the circulation of the glove, right? So I probably tied them really tight. I was using like the lacing loops. I probably tied them like really tight, like every time, and through that time, it just like really separated these two, which I don't really care about. But the point I'm getting at is that the cuff is like hard as a rock. Like it's so weird. Like I never felt anything like this glove before. Like the cuff is like as hard as a rock. It's like I can't even. I like usually if I get one glove in, and then I can't get the other one glove in by myself. I need to have someone literally hold it. And I have to push my hand through. It's like even then it's hard to do. Like because it's stiffened up so much. Like this, you can hear it. It's like weird. You can even see it. Like look, there's no give. So I guess it's like to protect when you take shots like that. But it makes the glove really stupid. That's my assessment. It makes the glove stupid. No, it just makes it uncomfortable, and it's awkward. It just feels awkward. It's hard to explain. I know I'm not doing a great job explaining it, but like if you look at me getting in the glove, yeah, they're tied, but they're not tight. But right now it's like I can't get my hand in there. I have to and because this is like a shell. This is like a turtle shell right here, and maybe you like that, and that's cool if you do, but I don't. So I have to. It's like you see how I'm literally grabbing this like it's like a solid piece of like whatever it is, But once my hand's in, my hand feels really good. So my hand feels great once it's in, but this whole piece, I'm just like, why do they make it like this? Just make it like the other ones, like to try to be fancy or something. I don't know, but it's stupid and it's annoying. And then you see sometimes it limits. I can't bend my hand, and I'm not to say you want to bend your hand when you don't punches, but there's like the same thing like with the Onx ones. Like you want to have some maneuverability. I don't want the equipment I'm wearing to like limit my movement. It's like when you're wearing a headgear and then it blocks your peripherals. It's like, well, that's annoying. So yeah, but so it kind of limits your hand movement. But besides, like outside of this cuff section, these are awesome. It's perfect. It's soft, not too soft. I can punch through it. And you see, I can make a solid fist. It's like a little hammer. It's nice and flat. Big punch surface. Its cushion is there. See, like a good amount of cushion. Solid. They smell really bad because I use them a lot, but yeah. Everlast Powerlock tubes. And finally, the last glove that I have here today. And again, I've tried a lot of gloves, and I wish I would have made a video sooner. I'm finally just doing it. The last gloves aren't sparring gloves. These are my everyday gloves outside of sparring. So these are significantly smaller because one thing I realized, like when I took a fight after a long time not fighting, is training like in bigger gloves and then going to like a smaller ounce glove in a fight. It's very different. It just feels different, and I feel uncomfortable. And I didn't want to feel uncomfortable during fights. I want to make it as normalized as possible. So I started training in 8-ounce gloves. And first, I can cover the brand name. You can tell what they are. But at first, I got the Top Boxer Win ones in 8-ounce, and they were cool. They were perfect. They did what they were supposed to do. Then my brother got me a birthday gift of winnings, 8 ounces. And these are, they're obviously they're awesome. They're great, and they're authentic. I got the box and I got the tag and everything. They're legit. He bought them. They took him a couple months to come in, and then when he came out to where I am, he handed them to me. And so the first thing about these that I'll say out of the box, they were really small. I mean, obviously they're 8 ounces, but they're like almost like MMA glove size, put them on here. So these are, let's get a good look at them, I guess. And again, my lighting garbage. I was just trying to rush this video out before I return the Onx gloves, and I'm selling the Thaismai. So, I just wanted to do the review while I can, with the gloves that I have, because I missed out on doing reviews on other gloves because I got rid of them before I do a video. So point is, back on track, 8 ounce winnings. Open and close, super easy. I could do that before they were broken in. They're pretty decently broken in now. The thing I was surprised about is how small they are. Like if you look, let's go. I think you can see me shadow box, but look how tiny they are. They look like little MMA gloves, except without the opening. They're tiny, and my coach made fun of me saying that I bought kids gloves. They feel like youth rated gloves, but they're not. They're 8 ounces you can buy the fight gloves, I guess. But so they're awesome, as you would guess by the price point. But they're sick. They feel amazing in the bag. I hit them as hard as I can on the heavy bag, and they're 8 ounces and no pain. You don't feel nothing like that. This is the little idea of the cushion. It's good. Solid amount of padding there. I don't spar with these, obviously, or if I do, it's really light. Or at least I think it's light, and people get mad at me, but I don't really spar hard with these. You can open and close them perfectly. They look really cool. I slam the head bag as hard as I can. The winnings are awesome. I just want to get 16 ounces now for sparring, but I don't want to spend much money. So, and I don't want to wait multiple months just to get a pair of boxing gloves every time. So these are the winnings, and they're sick. They're awesome. The only problem with these, I have to say it's a big problem, is that if you're not a professional boxer, you look like a douchebag wearing them, And I'm not a professional boxer, so I feel kind of like a character. I'm nervous going to a boxing gym. I train like MMA gym. I'm nervous going to a boxing gym with these. I'm not a pro. I'm gonna look like a poser, But but they're perfect. They're sick. I had a friend at my gym come in with 16 ounce winnings for sparring. He just got them, and they're amazing, man. And it's like it's you can't compare like an 8 ounce to a 16 ounce. So I'm not but so I'm not gonna try to do that. But the same thing with these. I still want to say that he had the 16 ounce. It's like as soon as you put them in your hand, you put your hand in there rather. It just feels like right. It just feels right. It feels like perfect. Your hand's perfectly in there. It's secure. There's it's not sliding around. The cushion's perfect. I can open and close my hand. It feels like if I'm shadow boxing, my hand positioning is nothing on my hand that's limiting what I'm wanting to do, and that's the way I feel with these. So if I want to open my hand like this, like I'm doing the same thing in both hands right now, so like that, and then if you want to go for an uppercut, go like that, and then you can see it's allowing me to do everything that I want to do, and it and nothing. That's it. I mean, they're perfect, great gloves. Thank you for getting them for me, my brother. But I gotta do some videos. I gotta do some videos. Me hitting the bag with these. I've been meaning to do that. I just feel like a douche, like videotaping myself hitting the bag in my gym. But I'll probably do that at some point. That's that for today. I ordered another pair of gloves that are coming I'll do a video on those. I'm excited. They look sick, and I think these are the one. Yeah. So any questions? Comment on the video. I love talking about this crap. I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't care about sneakers. I don't care about cars. I don't care about anything like that, except for boxing gloves. And my bank account ain't happy about it. Yeah. So that's that. Comments and stuff, and I'll do more videos. I'll do another one, but the ones I'm gonna get, and maybe like shin guard stuff, kickboxing. If you're a boxer, you're like, what the hell is that? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just thinking. Anything else? Yeah, I'll in the description. I'll make sure to link, not link, but I'll notate other gloves that I've tried that I returned or like resold that along this like process of trying out like 16-ounce gloves for sparring, finding the right pair. But I'll detail what gloves those were, the models and everything like that, and give like a brief description because I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, all right, cool. Thank you.